Over nearly 3 years, the data has been repeatedly altered, accessed, and copied by people other than the individual who's claimed to be the source. This makes it invalid entirely. In 2022, Jack Maxey did not provide all the records that would have verified the contents of the database he provided on a hard drive. He went out of his way not to make sure it was questionable, and this is a tactic that I'm going to bring up in a minute. Republican Q activist that he is, and former Steve Bannon co-host or co-conspirator, this individual sent a portable hard drive to the Washington Post. Although cryptographic signatures for some emails were verified as being Hunter Biden's emails, which some people have already dumped copies of the emails with the header, so you can just copy that in and make an EML file out of it, and it'll work. Out of the 217 gigabytes of data, most of it wasn't able to be verified or checked on anyway, and 130,000 emails almost were not verifiable. The claim is a vague number of thousands of emails. We've all heard that before. No attempt has been made to completely quantify this. And again, this information was supposed to have been provided a long time ago by people who are supposed to be about transparency and truth, but they brought it up for a different political reason. Sometime in the last week, some Republican somewhere did something stupid, or some political action committee figured out that they could damage the current president's reputation in a way that would be tactically useful for them, for whatever reason. It could be anything from manipulating the stock market or cryptocurrency to just fucking with the president or fucking with some specific person, and it's an ulterior motive we won't know about. Someone chose to release this in response to something or in lieu of something. Something is about to happen in the Republican Party, or something happened in the Republican Party, and they're trying to do damage control by saying, yeah, but what about over there? And what does this have to do with Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden goes out and shoots up a house, therefore remove Joe Biden from office. That, if you take it to the next logical step, you're asking people to punish someone for the actions of their sons or daughters, or maybe their parents or grandparents. And this strongly appeals to a particular variety of person out there that would punish you for something your next door neighbor did. And they do. In January 2021, I put up a video stating that the FBI did not confirm that Hunter Biden's laptops or hard drives or anything else had been involved, even though that was the claim made by politicians. In the same way that I confirmed that Donald Trump was lying about Hillary Clinton's emails being erased. They weren't. She failed to erase them because they were able to retrieve them. And I've explained multiple times about this. But it doesn't matter because people will believe what they want to believe. And I have no interest in discussing it because Hillary's not important. God help us. I hope she isn't this week. October 2020, the New York Post, apparently, more than one newspaper, but that was the one that was supposed to head up the story, made a claim about Hunter Biden. Now, they made a bunch of claims that were vague on purpose because if they provided us with the data, we'd know whether or not they were blowing smoke up our ass. So they kept it really vague and kept speculating on shit. If you're sitting in front of a hard drive with proof on it that tells you exactly what happened, 100% can't debunk it, dead bang proof, but you don't know what it means, well, obviously they knew what it meant. It was October of 2020. This is called a October surprise for a reason. It's a lie. It's done as political hay baling. Here we go. Anyway, they made a claim that a primarily Macintosh, Delaware computer repair shop owner named Mac Isaac, cool name for his activity, made a claim that in April of 2019, he couldn't be sure who it was that dropped him off, but someone dropped off 1, 2, or 3 water-damaged laptops or hard drives or computers. He kept changing what it was, and so did the Post, to keep things churned. It's the shit stirring. They're not going to give you a definitive answer. It was exactly 3 water-damaged laptops with the hard drives still in them. Anyway, he made a claim that he had been given those April of 2019, and then X number of months later, it's either 1 month or 3 months, usually it's 3. It was considered abandoned, which when you sign off on the paperwork at a laptop or computer repair shop business, you're acknowledging that if you don't come in and pick up the hardware, you forfeit it. He couldn't be sure it was Hunter Biden, but it said Hunter Biden or something on the paper. And again, most of you won't look this up, and most of the pages updated themselves, but you can find archives of it where they kept changing their stories, including the New York Post, where they claimed originally that you couldn't read the notice, and there was a notice, and there was a piece of paper with Hunter Biden's name on it, then later on it wasn't, then it was again. And again, it was 1, 2, or 3 laptops or desktops or hard drives. It was a Macintosh. It was, I don't know. And then when he got asked questions like, why do you keep changing your story? You're attacking me. I'm being hunted down. Was this guy a hero doing his job? It's a repair guy who's been tasked on paper to take care of some laptops brought in. What work did you do? Did you do data recovery, which would necessitate you reading the drives after getting them dehydrated, hoping they didn't get waterlogged? What was the result? Where is the work order? You only show the part that shows Hunter Biden's name, but not the results. What did you do with them? It's presumed that if you are given a bunch of hard drives at a computer shop, or laptops or whatever, you fill out the forms for what you do on the initial intake, and, oh, it's a waterlogged computer. Does the person care about the data, or do they care about the hardware? If they care about the hardware, then the drive isn't relevant. If it's the hard drive, which obviously it must be, otherwise he wouldn't have given a shit, you take the hard drive out and you only read the hard drive. You don't need the laptop. In fact, if I'm at a shop, unless I absolutely have to have that laptop, because it may have hardware codes in it that are used for encrypting it. Sometimes people tell the computer, yeah, use the motherboard serial number to encrypt the drive or whatever. Unless there's something like that going on, which apparently it wasn't, because he didn't say so. That's not a detail that would be a violation of your privacy, but then again, he's handing out your emails. Can't have it both ways. And again, he only brought this up because he thought it might be Hunter Biden's laptop, and it doesn't matter. Again, Jack Maxey did not provide all the records to confirm this is really Hunter Biden. That's a major effort you have to do. Or was that really what was found in 2019, where Mac Isaac really couldn't confirm this was Hunter Biden's laptop? It only had, apparently, Hunter Biden's emails on it. Well, no, there's no way of confirming that information wasn't cobbled together recently. By the way, Jack Maxey is a former Steve Bannon co-host for his show. This is 3 years late. We have scrambled up data. It is not confirmed. The Washington Post didn't confirm Jack Maxey or Mac Isaac's Hunter Biden laptop backup, which is what this would be. Because again, Mac Isaac said he sent the hard drive off to the FBI. And coincidentally, when he was, I asked everybody, hey, did he get a note that says, hey, we're taking this as evidence, and here's your note saying that you didn't just throw it in the garbage? Obviously, if I'm turning over a laptop to the FBI because I think there's something incriminating on it, or I accidentally saw like a desktop pop up with something really horrific on it, I call the police and have them call the FBI. That's the proper procedure. They make a record of it. They give you a police report. The FBI gives you a note that says that we've taken possession of the hard drive. You're not liable. Where is that? Well, he's already identified himself positively. He ran a business at the time, and the FBI refused to confirm that this was anything from him. And the FBI's stupid policy of never actually getting to the point of saying, no, they didn't confirm anything. Well, we don't confirm or deny. Then politicians are going to claim that's a confirmation. Stupid policy is stupid. Was the repairman a hero doing his job? No. When you get a hard drive like that, if it's past the due date, you format it. Or, I'll tell you an incident where I didn't. I tried to recover someone's data from it to send it to them. There is a special scenario for that. Washington Post did not confirm the story. The drive cannot confirm anything. Some of the emails, and they're being vague about the number of emails. Thousands. No, you're not telling us a number. It's a number. Well, it was thousands. Do tell. New around here, huh? You know what happens within thousands? It could be 1001, or it could be 2001. How many fucking emails out of 130,000 were readable that could be confirmed to be Hunter Biden? We're not being given that? This was all kind of screwed up because the drive over 3 years have had their data, quote-unquote, accessed, altered. It's been rewritten, altered, modified, fucked with. It's not authenticatable. The chain of evidence is broken. We're done. You're just defending Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden is a gigantic liability who should accidentally some river in a car. No, I'm not nice about it. He's a fucking liability. Why would you, as a politician running for president, allow any of your family members to survive to adulthood like that? I'm sorry, but seriously, the guy's an addict and a problem. He's a felon, probably. Oh, yeah, and he got in trouble with taxes. Well, they let him off the hook because of connections. No. If you deal with the IRS, all they want is their fucking tax money. If you're late with it, they want their fees. If you pay them their fees and their taxes, they don't legally have a basis for jailing you anymore unless they want to make a point of it. And if they make a point of it with the president's son, that might sound like politics. And all this shit happened, again, when Joe Biden was no longer vice president or in office in any way. It's not a conflict of fucking interest. All of the claims are based on not finishing making the claims against Joe Biden. Well, you're protecting him. Why? Well, we're not going to cover that. You have to admit you're protecting him. This whole thing is based on never fucking finishing the story. It's a never-ending goddamn shit posting. Steve Bannon and the other QAnon cunt balls are involved in this. This is not a discussion. Donald Trump, I want you to investigate Joe Biden's son, or I'm not going to send you any missiles or anything, and threatening the Ukrainian president at the time. Oh, that worked out good. Oh, wait a minute. Was this story broken? It's actually more smashed to pieces and actually really broken. Was this story broached by, what was his name? Jack Maxey, in response to Donald Trump looking bad? Remember, these are all people who are backing the Q cult. The QAnon cunts. These are all people who are trying to make Donald Trump into some figurehead that they can use as a meme to get power over you. These are the people who invented Q. The people with Q clearance aren't there. You can go look up Q clearance. It doesn't have any of these characteristics. It's bullshit. So let's review. Back in 2020, in October, as an October surprise, the New York Post and other newspapers deliberately built up a story that had no possibility of being confirmed on purpose, even though either they had the same data, which means it wasn't confirmable, or they had completely different data that wasn't confirmable. They still haven't confirmed it. The story has not been confirmed recently by another newspaper because they state fucking categorically they can't confirm the majority of the data, and it shows signs of being tampered with by whoever's had it. Oh, we can blame the Bidens for it. No, it's being handed over by Republican activists who are notorious for lying. You're just trying to... Joe Biden is not being accused of doing something here because you keep implying strongly that there's something going on that's illegal without providing proof when you claim to have it and won't present it. The computer shop owner is duty bound and also legally bound, depending on what state and county you're in and what contract he signed. That may be the reason he's not presenting the original work order, because it would have a signature underneath a statement, I, as the business owner, have to do certain things. Now I'm going to bring up my story. I eventually ran the computer shop I worked at because everybody else left and everybody abandoned it because we got bought out 3 or 4 times by companies eating themselves. I ended up owning the company. By de facto, I went to the bank and said, I'm the one in control of the bank accounts. Do I own this business? Yes or no? Just give me an answer. Yes, because it's an LLC and you have control over it. So I went downtown and declared myself to be the executor of it as I'm dismantling it. I made an announcement of shutting down the business. And then I went through the paperwork. All of our work orders said, non-extraordinary effort will be made to retrieve your data and get it to you. It did not mention if the company goes under, and many of the hard drives had been turned over for repair work less than 3 months ago. So I couldn't fucking just own them. So what did I do? I did what's called, it's not a forensic copy, but I grabbed all the data that's visible. Not the operating system, so it takes up much less space. Some of the stuff people keep is less than 2 megabytes of data. Some of these people had a lot more. I didn't copy the programs, but I copied the key codes. I did all the import-export of stuff that you need to do so a person could reinstall on a blank drive. The drive itself was then erased and everything was kept in a set of files. And over the next 2 years, I tracked down everybody and sent them their data without looking at it, with it being encrypted with one thing in it, the question and answer. The question was, what was the first job you had listed on your resume on this files? If you don't know it, you can't open this. And I sent it to people and it said, thank you for all the photos I was missing and whatever. I didn't even know what was in the files. But the drive didn't keep the data because it's not my fucking data. Now I want him to do the same thing and tell everybody about it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. This was not authenticated.